Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace. I can't seem to leave you guys out. I am working on a project. I really don't have time to film, but I've been wanting to do this for so long that I was like, I just have to do a quick video to show you what I'm making. Okay, a couple years ago, I got these fun patches and I could not find any more. I had some that had like florals on them and more my style. Used those all up, see like the butterfly, and they're so cute. Well, I haven't been able to find any more. I think I got these in like a dollar spot at like Michael's maybe. So I've been wanting to make these myself for such a long time. This is not a new idea. I did not invent this idea. It's just my first time finally doing it. And we are going to make some little stamped patches using muslin fabric. I'm going to guess that you can use cotton fabric or anything that's not super stretchy. I think you're going to be just fine. So right here I have a piece of muslin. I did iron this, but as you can see, there's still some wrinkles and it's going to be fine as long as it's mostly flat. And I'm going to use wooden stamps. I'm using ones that have little fairy images just because that works with projects that I'm working on right now. And I'm using VersaFine ink. This is a pigment ink and it's waterproof. I think it's also permanent. I could be wrong, but I would use something other than Distress Oxide type inks because I don't think you're going to have a lasting impression. But if you don't care and if you're just experimenting, feel fine. You're still going to get, you're still going to get a stamped image. I just don't know how long it's going to last. But that's really okay because we're having fun. So here's a couple I already did. Let me just get them in my hand for you. Some images are going to stamp more clearly than others on fabric, but again, just experiment, use what you have. And I'm just gonna do a few with you right here. I have not found really too many tips or tricks to share with you, but I'm just gonna show you how to do it. And I'm gonna grab a little napkin here because the only thing that I have been making sure is on these wooden stamps, if you press down too hard, you can get ink on the edges, and not a big deal if you don't care, but I try to wipe that ink off because I don't really want that on my fabric here. So I'm just going to wipe off the corners here and really try to make sure that you have your stamp like saturated with ink, and then you can start stamping. I just start stamping on a bigger piece of fabric and then I cut it apart. If you want to cut apart first, you can, but then you will have to line everything up a little bit better. So I like this. Now you have to press down hard, nice, and make sure everything's pressed down well. Okay, pretty good. Let's just do a couple of these together and I'll bring it in a little bit more here. There we go. And then we'll cut them apart, and I'll even show you another idea that you can do to make these even more fun. One of these stamps, I think it might be this one, doesn't stamp out the best. Just gonna wipe the edges again. It's fine if you get ink around the stamp, but I try to avoid it. Okay, I'm just pressing down really well all around it. Okay, and just hope for the best. And if it doesn't stamp out perfectly, you could still cut it out and use it for something. These would be fun to add to snippets, a snippet roll. I'm planning to make little embellishments with these, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I'm also giving some of these to my Patreon members just as like a plain patch, and they can do whatever they want. They would be really cute on journal covers, or I was thinking the spine of a journal would be super cute, just like a little patch. I mean, it's just such a quick little project, and this would just be so fun if you have stamps that match like a certain theme journal that you're working on, because these would be really cute to sew onto the corner of a page or put on the front of a pocket, or like just so many different ways. So I think you got that down. All you have to do is stamp just like you would on paper. I also tried out stamping a larger image. This is really cute little fairies. And let's just do one together. We'll do that over here because this would be a great journal cover. I better do this a little safer here. Okay, I'm gonna actually put my stamp pad on top of this image because this one takes a bit of work to make sure that everything is stamped with the ink because it has a lot of black spaces colored in. Okay. I think that's good. And you're gonna just do the same thing. This one is attached to its like original paper and that helps me, but you could use an acrylic block or whatever, however you normally would stamp. Let's see, I'm gonna do this one sideways just to get the most of my fabric. And just once you put it down, you know, don't move it. That's really all you have to make sure to do. Last time I stamped this one, there was a few areas on the fairies' heads that didn't stamp out so well. So I'm trying to really push down. But yeah, this would be such a cute little addition to a journal cover. I might actually use this on a journal cover. Yeah, not too bad. But there's a few spots that aren't super dark, but I don't mind that variation. So there you go. Okay, for this part, I am just gonna cut around each one in like a little rectangle or square shape. I'm making a bunch of these for my Patreon members. I think I already said, maybe if I didn't. So it is a really easy and quick project to do if you need a bunch of something. So another thing that you could do is use shears if you want more of like the store-bought look. Like here, the edges have the zigzag cut. So I'm just gonna do my best. These aren't the sharpest scissors, so I kind of have to make sure I'm holding them just right. Not bad though. There we go. So then I'm gonna try to kind of just cut along this edge here. Sorry, I'm having to bring it a little closer here. I think you guys can see that though. Okay, I'm just gonna trim the two sides with the shears. And I like using muslin because I always have a bunch on hand. It's inexpensive. If you do mess up some of your stamping, you're not really gonna be out too much. And then I'm just gonna cut straight along the top. And I'm not worried about it being too straight. I really wouldn't try to make it perfect. There we go. So like I said, a few other fun things that you could do. You could cut these out, you know, in different shapes if you want. I just like the idea of it being kind of like a little patch. You could cut it out closer to the image as well, but I was thinking that it would be really cute if you wanted to add some little fabric scraps, just a little bit, on maybe like this one. I have room up here, so maybe on the top. And I'm going to use a little bit of cheesecloth here as well. And like a little piece of fabric, something that kind of goes with the whole theme. And I'll probably sew that on, but just for the sake of the video, I'm not going to head over to my sewing machine right now. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue underneath. Okay, like that. And if you wanted to go one step further, little buttons would be adorable. And then I feel like this would be a super complete, and again, I'm not going to sew that on right now. I just want to give you the ideas. This would be just a very complete little snippet. You could add this to a paper clip and have it be just a really easy to add to your journal little piece, or you can keep it like this to sew or glue onto your journal. Or again, let me grab one and I can show you what it would look like as a patch like on the side. Let's see here. I'm just gonna grab one here that has a square spine. So here we go. I made this journal so long ago. So if it was even a little smaller, I would probably trim this a little bit smaller so that it was a little bit smaller than the spine. Or if you like it hanging over kind of the edge, there you go. I think that is so cute. That's probably how I will end up using these, but I also think they're going to be great embellishments for inside the journal. And it's just such a quick little project. Like I said, you could get so many done in such a short amount of time. Again, this would just be the cutest little journal cover if you had like maybe a fabric journal. And you know, you had that on there with some little fabric snippets. Again, I would probably cut it out a little bit more straight than that, but I think you guys get the idea. I hope you're able to get some inspiration from this. One more quick idea, if you have some plain fabric tags, again, these are for my Patreon members, it would be super cute to, I would cut these out a little bit closer just so they're a little bit smaller than the tag. And I'm not doing my greatest job at doing straight cutting here, but you get the point. I would probably even rip this just to make some extra little hanging threads because I like that. Wow, I need to get better scissors, guys. These were working so good for a while for fabric. Anyways, you get the point. So here's a little sewn fabric tag. And you could just add that on for a themed tag. I hope you guys like this video. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks to all my new Patreon members. Thanks to my subscribers. Thanks to my friends. Thanks to you. Bye.